And action.
So we called the lower bank. Absolutely zero response, maybe an odd crack here and there. So we made the executive call to pick up and do a mid-morning move. We had a little roadside chat. Decided to come up here. It was thick and wet getting in here.
Yep.
You know, some fresh doo-doo on the ground. Steve stepped in, which is a good sign. Good fresh thrash. So we decided to come in here. Steve was a little raspy, so I was upwind. I was going to do some calling. So we decided to set up, and Jake was about 60 yards, Steve another 60. And I was just cutting some lanes over from my calling site. Time out.
And I think I pressed video.
Was it not on record?
No, it had seconds going. Oh no, it's going again.
Oh.
Fuck, you can splice.
I can splice it.
Okay, so start with the
Cutting some lanes.
you know.
Yeah,
you were
cutting
gonna-
some lanes.
Okay, hang on. Okay, go.
So I went upwind.
Hold it. I've just shut it off again. You're gonna have one in there. You gotta get rid of.
That's okay. Is it timing down? All right, we're good. Take two, take three. So I came over to clear some lanes, and I wanted at least 2 or 3 get set up. And I cracked some pretty big branches, get out of my way. And just finished clearing my second lane and heard the radio kind of buzz. I'm like, oh, maybe someone buzzed in their pocket or they're ready to go. And sure enough, it's Jake, and he said they heard something slosh in the water. Steve gets on there, and Steve says, yeah, you know what? It does sound like something's down there. And all of a sudden, grunt. Thing we've been waiting to hear all week long. No calling, just clearing trail. Walked in, probably took us, what, 15 minutes to walk in here?
Yep.
Maybe 10. Had a couple cracks and branches, that's all it took to get that thing going. And he came in roaring, he was excited. I think he probably thrashed, I don't know, a dozen times.
Yeah, a bunch of times on the way in.
And finally, he emerged up onto the hill here. I got a good glimmer of him. Couldn't really see his antlers in full, but as soon as he took one more step, I knew he was a nice mature bull. Went to stand up on him the first time. He busted me hard. Stared right at me for about a minute. I held my ground. Then finally took a step forward, and I got my crosshair on him. And I don't know if I broke a twig, but something spooked him. Maybe caught a swirl of wind, something. But something wasn't sitting right with him, so he spun. And as soon as he spun, I said, this bull ain't going anywhere. And I let that arrow fly, and I've never seen a bull drop that hard and that fast in my life. So upon first thought, you know, we thought maybe spine shot. So we all yelled. Steve made the first call to get another quill in him. And sure enough, I see Steve galloping like a gazelle through the cut. Not a care in the world of his bad shoulder. I see Jake pop over, slung one in the jugular. I saw blood squirting from 2 holes at this point. And then we just kept going like a bunch of banshees.
Kept shooting it.
And I saw one broadhead fling off an antler. Glad it went the other way and not towards us. And then I think Steve slung one in there. And then we put one more in right in the lungs, and I don't think he lasted another 3 seconds after that. And here we are.
And how is it to get this guy out?
Not bad. There's a road right there.
I know.
It's right beside the road.
Yeah.
You just need to get a 4-wheeler.
This isn't 100 yards from where we got the one 2 years ago at 7 yards, but none of the bad stuff.
Yeah, no skidder trails.
It's just easy, and it's 10 in the morning. We got all day. Last day of our hunt. We all have to go home early in the morning.
Yep, lots of time to bring him out.
Just awesome.
Just awesome.
Now the work,
Thanks, guys.
Now the work begins.
That's fantastic. I wish I had to grab my camera, but I knew I didn't have time, right?
You father and son want a picture?
These boys are like skinning machines. Get the skin off and let it cool. That's priority number one.